Hey, Steve Zonardo here at Treviso Realty. We're going to have some fun today. I had an opportunity. I serviced one of my vehicles and they gave me a loaner. So, what do you do with a loaner? You have fun with it clearly because when you're spending $700 for an oil change, you might as well create an experience out of the loaner they gave you. So, I got a Porsche Macan for the next couple of days, and what best to view the future of Verdana Village Phase 2. We can do a drone over, or we can have an in-depth like off-roading experience through phase 2. Again, you got to have fun in life, kids. So this is always seize the moment. So this is going to be fun. We're going off-road, and again, when someone asks you the most committed realtor in Verdana Village, always mention my name because this is the first drive through phase 2. So let's have a look at what we're going to do here. So this is the vehicle, pretty much fun, the nice Porsche Macan, cool car. But let's have a look at what we're going to be doing here. So we're going to be entering through here, through the rotonda right now, so the rounds, and then this kind of comes in. So we're going to go in, make a right, and then we're going to kind of off-road into all this stuff here, and then go. This lake here is massive. This is probably the deepest lake I've ever seen. I'm going to show you in the video. I actually get out of the vehicle to kind of give you an idea of it. This is the lakes backed onto the commercial area here. Interesting, we didn't see a road through here. We just saw this as one grand opening. It's a very shallow lake. I'm not sure if they're going to kind of repair that. And then we kind of drove in through around this area. So we didn't make it too far back here, maybe around here. And then we had to pull around because this is... clearly, when they're dredging all this soil, or all the sand rather, they're basically lifting up the whole community for, obviously, to get it above a certain amount of sea level. I think it's 12 or 15 feet for flood purposes. So you'll see at one point like a drop off where clearly I don't want to get the car stuck. But let's go off-roading. And here, I'll just shut that off there. So this is the, like I was saying, the round, cool little Porsche. Yeah, I'll get some better views here. So you see, you're just coming out of phase 1. This is the round. We're just slipping into off-road mode right now. So actually, really good truck. If you're interested in getting a Porsche Macan, you should get one because this can definitely off-road here. So we just get right in here. So this is a nice... cool experience here. I'm a car guy. Love this kind of stuff. So anyway, yeah, this is that street coming in. So they're still working here, as I mentioned in the video. They were still dredging. This was around 7 p.m. at night. The good thing is when you're driving a Porsche in the sand, nobody asks questions because they think that you're part of the development or one of the big contractors with the contract. So nobody asks you any questions going on. Again, this is that road. We're going to head off to... which lake is this? Are we going to? We're going to be heading off to Lake 18 in the Big Preserve. So we had to get off the main road because this was it had a bunch of like obstructions in it. So we went off onto this sand here. So there's one area here. Let me actually pull it back in. So if you kind of see. This is the existing preserve, so this is going to remain, and it looks like this treat area right here. We got to remember that we have the sporting preserve that's coming into place, and it's got to be down this way here where it actually touches the land. This is cool. Porsche took it really well. Like clearly, this is a lot more bumpier. We bottomed out a few times, which is a lot of fun. That was pretty cool experience. So here we're going to go straight up here. And then we're going to get to a point, and we're doing about 30 miles here, so it's not the slowest off-roading. This is like sort of like a Baja Dakar rally, which was fun. So you see here they're starting to fill up. You see we get to a point here where, again, look at the soil getting mixed around there. They're still working away. But you see that at this point here, this is where the dump trucks just keep dumping to kind of build this area up to get it over its above sea level area, above sea level rather. So we get to the back here, so you kind of see like the depth of it, right? And this looks a lot less than what it is. It's probably a good 6 to 7 foot drop off here. So you imagine they have to like build this whole property right up. We did do some donuts, but I didn't film that. Let's switch videos to the other lake. Okay, so we get out here.
So this is the first lake.
Yeah, so this is like massively dug out. So if you kind of see there, the amenity center, it's actually a lot closer than what it looks, but if you look how deep this guy is, like this is, it's got to be 12 to 15 feet. I was very surprised by this. If you can kind of see the inlet here into the water, this is actually kind of neutralizes or balances all the water. So basically all these ponds, or they're the community lakes, they're realistically retention ponds, but ultimately they're all connected via these pipes. So if one is taking on more water, it's going to kind of equalize it through all the community lakes. It's quite a brilliant program. Obviously it's for flood prevention, but I mean it's massive depth. Let's see where this is exactly located. So if that is there, it's got to be around here, this one. Yeah, this is probably Lake 14. Yeah, exactly Lake 14. If you kind of see the outline of it. So, yeah, that's what that is. So this is Lake 14, very deep. Clearly they're not going to fill this back up. But what's surprising is, I know we have a very high water table here in Florida. And it doesn't make sense that there's no water. I know that they're pumping out water here, but this should have been a lot more water. Because I know when you're doing a pool in Florida, it's like 5-6 feet max depth just based on the water table. But this is like 12 to 15 feet here, easy. There's an inlet pipe there. So let's go to the last video.
So this is the first lake here.
I need to flip this around. Wonder why it looks like this. Let's see if I can do this on the fly. So here's the video. Just did a quick rotation on it. So now we're going to go to the back side, which is close to the amenity center, which is around here. We're going to be taking this back road here. I think we actually take this road right here. You'll kind of see the home sites, and that's where we are here. This is going to be a little bit of an issue. I mean, if you're buying on spec, this is always why it's good to have someone on the ground. Like I know you can deal directly through Pulte Lennar, I get it, but if you have someone like us, you're not compensating our commissions. That's done through the builder. You have someone on the ground that kind of looking at this stuff. It makes sense. Like I wouldn't spend any money here because this is going to be your view at the back. You're going to have this big amenity center, and you would think that they would kind of like camouflage this or do something different. But there's the land here. If you kind of look at the space between the actual cutoff of the lot and the building, is not enough to kind of change the landscape. So you're going to have this in your backyard, which is not going to be good. So this is, even though if they're going to unload properties there, I think a lot of their quick move-ins will probably be in there, like their spec houses, because they're not going to move quite well. Like nobody wants to be backed onto a commercial plaza. That's something we see up north. But if you're coming down south to kind of like change your lifestyle, quality of life, you definitely don't want to be looking at the back of a Publix. So that's always going to be an issue there, to be honest. I don't know how they rectify that, but it doesn't look like much. They're just going to sell houses there. Maybe those lots are going to be pushed into there for free, basically. You can build whatever you want, a house on there, and have the lots cost you nothing, maybe 15, 20K. This truck was really good. Sharp. It was usually when you're in sand and you're throttling in, when you're pushing, it sort of pushes you and you have to like rotate, hit the throttle, tap the brakes, like more of a rally. This one was like almost on tarmac. Pretty good. This looked like a court, but it's not. There's going to be a through street here. I'm just kind of looking at the Phase 2 home site map. Too much fun. You see the time there, it's 7:18. It's starting to get dark now. This is another lake here. This is going to be lake. This actually might. Oh, there's a lake, yeah, for sure. So this is going to be lake 13. It looks like. Again, your inlets. If you kind of see the depth, remember I was kind of mentioning the other one. I was very surprised by how deep it is. You remember these inlets are all equalized, right? So you saw the way the other one came down, really, really down to about here. Let's say even further down, and this is like like the pipe is basically almost at the depth of the actual lake itself. So that one. Maybe when they checked the geography of it, when they did an overlay, maybe there was more sand to kind of get had out of that. That's why they went to town on that section where before it hit a water table, or then maybe they dewaterized that area. I'm not sure. It's just yeah, this was interesting. This is all pipes here, like water pipes, plastic water pipes. So I'm not sure what was here prior. Maybe this was actually part of the farm. Maybe irrigation to the farm that was here prior. That would make total sense because obviously there was nothing built here. We flew a drone over here before they destroyed, obviously, the wildlife. It was quite nice. Yeah, the stuff's in the distance. I would imagine this is going to be the sporting preserve because it's adjacent to our property, but I think it rotates as an L, and then the back of it touches our land here in phase 2. Yeah, that's it. That is phase 2 of Verdana Village. Here you've seen it first here at Treviso Realty as an off-road view. So I hope you had fun with that video. Have a great day. Ciao.